Hey Rockstars, welcome to the Retail Leasing Playbook. This will be a summary of Section 1 in the Retail Leasing Playbook book. Section 1 is titled Market Knowledge, and as we've gone over individual chapters in prior podcasts, I thought it would be great after every section to do a summary. So here it goes. Why did I put market knowledge at the beginning of my book? The reason I did that is because I believe your knowledge of the market is the be-all, end-all of everything in commercial real estate, especially leasing. So many of my successes in my career I can attribute to my market knowledge. One of my best investments came from the fact that I knew the market rents intimately compared to my competitors who were trying to buy the real estate. They went by online services for their information. I knew exactly what the deals were completed at and executed at. Why did I know that? Because of my relationships in my market. So that's just one of many examples that where my market knowledge was able to give me information that superseded the knowledge of my peers. Many times in South Florida, I have been known to quote unquote push rents in situations where people thought rents were 20 or 30. I was out in the market at 40. Currently, I have a project we're quoting north of 60, and people in the area have forever, for decades, called me crazy. In the end, more than not, I've been able to achieve higher rents, therefore helping others increase their rents. And I've done it because of my market knowledge. I've done it because I've had relationships where I've been able to get information of actual deals executed and also getting information from my friends and my peers of what tenants are doing in sales. Because as we know, rent is a function of sales. And if I know that the sub guy across the street from my property is doing double what a Subway is doing, I know that there's a huge reason for that, whether it's a daytime pop situation, whether it's an undersupply of restaurants at lunch, whatever it is, it's telling me something that I didn't know that I can act on. So market knowledge, I think, is crucially important when you are trying to get a new listing, a new leasing listing. I was just on the phone with a coaching client yesterday, and we were going over her market study because she's trying to obtain a new leasing listing. And having accurate market information will be very valuable to that property owner and will bode well in her favor when that property owner starts to interview candidates for the listing. When people just wing the information or come unprepared and don't have the information or get the information from an online service, that will pale in comparison to you if you have accurate information that you get from your friends in your market. I was at an event that I spoke at last week in Arizona, and a person came up to me and said, don't tell people that don't share your market study information with peers in your market. You should keep that information. And I said, why is that? You need to share the market information so that everyone is on the same playing field, because the more rent you get and the more occupancy you have, the more vacancies you fill, the more vacancies they fill, the more rents you're going to get. It's that old saying that a rising tide lifts all ships. This is not anything we should be keeping close to our vest. There really are no secrets out there anyway. I'm just saying to you, create relationships, meet your friends, meet your neighbors. I call them my neighborhood leasing agents, my NLAs. Buy them coffee, send them the market study, keep in touch with them. Don't be annoying, but create great relationships so you can call on them. They can send you leads. You can send them leads. We are all in this together. So it's a twofold process. Having a phenomenal relationship with the people in your market. That also includes potentially, making sure that you're speaking to your tenants, speaking to tenants across the street from you, speaking to residential brokers because they have information, speaking to people in your community. So really, really understanding your market, the A to Z of your market, and helping when you can, sharing when you can. I'm not saying that if you and your neighbor are competing for the same tenant, of course, lips are sealed at that point, right? Of course. But I want you to ask yourself, am I the expert in my market? Do I know 90% of what I should know? Or if Beth flew into my market by some upfront research and by driving the market in a day or two, could she learn more than I know? And I've been handling the property for 6 months. That's the question I want to ask yourself. And if you think I could learn more, then go to work, because the better you know the market, the quicker you're going to lease space at higher rents. And in the end, that's what it's all about. Our number one job as leasing agents is to increase the value of our asset. How do we do that? We do that by leasing space at the highest rents possible. How do we get the highest rents? We ask questions of our relationships to make sure we're pushing the rents. So that's a summary of Section 1, market studies. So important. So hope you enjoyed this podcast. I look forward to speaking to you over the next few weeks on Section 2, which is product knowledge. Have a great week.